In a world where stories were slowly disappearing and people no longer believed in miracles, there lived a young girl named Alina, whose life was so quiet that no one noticed her existence, yet whose heart carried a courage strong enough to challenge fate itself. Alina lived in a small village pressed between a restless sea and a silent forest, a place where people worked, slept, and survived, but rarely dreamed. Her parents had taught her kindness before they vanished during a great storm years ago, leaving behind unanswered questions and a promise that the truth would one day find her. Every night, Alina would sit by the shore listening to the waves, feeling as if the ocean was trying to tell her something it had been holding for centuries. Unknown to her, the land she lived on was bound by an ancient curse, one that drained hope slowly, making people forget who they once were, and the curse fed on silence. One evening, as the sky burned orange and purple, Alina found a glass bottle washed ashore, sealed tightly and glowing faintly. Inside was a map drawn in silver ink and a single sentence written in a trembling hand: "The heart remembers what the world forgets." Though fear crept into her chest, Alina followed the map into the forest, where time itself seemed to slow and shadows whispered secrets. Deep within the woods, she discovered an old stone doorway covered in vines, and when she touched it, memories not her own flooded her mind, visions of a powerful realm, a guardian chosen not by blood but by compassion, and a betrayal that shattered everything. The door opened, revealing an ancient chamber where a crystal heart floated in the air, cracked and dim, barely beating. A voice echoed through the chamber, telling her the truth: the world was losing its magic because people had stopped believing in goodness, and the crystal heart could only be healed by someone willing to sacrifice their own comfort, safety, and even happiness for others. Alina tried to run, overwhelmed by fear, but the forest itself guided her back, showing her moments from her life where her kindness had changed others in ways she never realized. As word of her discovery spread, dark forces rose to stop her, not monsters, but people who thrived on control and fear, leaders who believed hope was dangerous. She was chased, betrayed, and mocked, accused of spreading lies, yet even as the world turned against her, strangers began to protect her, inspired by her refusal to hate. Each step toward the crystal drained her strength, forcing her to relive her deepest losses, until she finally stood before it once more, broken and trembling. With tears in her eyes, Alina placed her hands on the crystal and whispered not a spell, but a promise, that no matter how cruel the world became, she would never stop believing in people. The crystal shattered, releasing a blinding light that spread across the land, awakening forgotten memories, restoring color to the skies, and lifting the curse not through power, but through empathy. When the light faded, Alina was gone, leaving behind only stories and a changed world where people remembered how to hope again. Generations later, elders still tell her story, not as a legend of magic, but as a reminder that the greatest power any person can hold is the courage to care when it's easier to look away. And if this story made you feel something, if it stirred hope, emotion, or belief inside you, then don't let that feeling fade. Subscribe to the channel, because every story shared here carries meaning, emotion, and a reminder that even one voice can change the world, and many more unforgettable stories are waiting.